Welcome back, everyone, to the Collision Friends YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and I am giving you my review for the rhythm section, starring Blake Lively, Jude Law, and Sterling K. Brown. This is going to be my 15 minutes or less review. So let's begin. This movie I saw right after Hansel and Gretel and Hansel. So I was like, okay, we're going from one movie, let's go to a movie that'll probably entertain me some, which it did in parts. But the beginning sucks. It sucks so much. It's really, really, really boring. To the point that I kind of checked out for a bit. I didn't write much for the beginning because there's nothing of interest that happens. Blake Lively cries so much in this movie the whole time, and it's really, really annoying when she does so. The action that happens is cool. There's one long take with Jude Law and Blake Lively that's really, really entertaining. There's a car chase sequence that I was thoroughly thrilled and entertained because the camera is sitting in the passenger seat. So you have the camera looking out from the front window to see what's coming, sometimes going to the back window to see what's behind us, and beside Blake Lively, to see her side profile, how she's driving, her looking back and everything. It's really good. That seemed like it was one long shot. Probably was not, just done really well. But there's not a lot of interest in this movie. It's I think I wrote something at the very end of my notes of why I didn't like it. Yes, so the movie gets better as it goes along. The beginning is really, really boring. You're not given any interest as to why I should care about this character. And for a good portion of the movie, it's intercut with stuff about her and her family. Like, they have, a really good night together. And then there's cuts intertwined with scenes of the day that her parents got on the flight and everything. And it's just a waste of time. You could have given me more depth to the character, but instead of having her cry or be and sex working isn't bad, but it does show how dark of a place she is, how much of a druggie she is, and it does show her character development from that, but it's not interesting. I don't like Blake Lively's character in this movie really at all. She's also fucking stupid as an assassin. You do not leave your... she's not someone who's dead. She is a British citizen, so they would have, her prints if she ever did anything, or had to, sign up for anything. There's DNA evidence she's leaving behind, because in one scene, she gets glass, stuck in her hand, and then she just pulls that glass out, and then she just drops it, and blood's dripping on the floor, and she's like, okay, you want to get caught, but she doesn't. Fucking annoying. And so cuts to the family too much. They leave from the plane. The set design is cool with the reporter's walls. I mean, it's really easy to just impress me with putting a bunch of papers on the wall, because you have to make those papers. You still have to make it cohesive enough to where somebody who looks at the wall is able to grab enough information to understand what it's about. The wall with all the pictures of all the victims, that was really cool. And then you just have this one person where her spot was supposed to be. I did like that. Not showing that it was just a blank seat, that somebody else died when it should have been her. That was a good thing to have. Not saying that death is good, but in the context of her character and everything. Yeah, I thought it was really, really good. So the reporter gets killed, and it's just like, wow, you kind of know what's going to happen the moment that you see that the apartment gets ransacked. So finding his dead body isn't a shock to the audience. It's more of a shock to Blake Lively, but we can guess that the moment that we see the apartment. Then she makes a trip to Jude Law's, and there are some really, really cool wide shots. Just because you're in Scotland, I believe, and you can make it look really cool just because of the scenery around you. So maybe that's props to the director in his location finding, or her. I'm not sure who the director is for this movie, and I apologize. But there's montages of her running, which is boring after they talk. She has to swim because her legs are too tired, and she's never, she says that she would, drown because it's too cold. But the way they shoot it is really interesting. I like that. That was a fun thing. Not fun. It was visually entertaining to watch. Then you get a fucking exposition dump. There's so much expository dialogue in this movie, and it's just there. Because that's the only way we can get information to our characters, because Blake Lively her character just knows nothing, so she has to be told literally everything by every other person. Then we learn the rhythm section stuff, which is like the heartbeat when you're shooting a gun, but it's also just that's a weird thing to call. Maybe that's because it's based off of the book. I think the author of the book wrote this movie. And I think it was also ex-CIA? I'm not sure. But, there's a lot of CIA stuff in here. So once we met Jude Law, that's when the movie got better, because she at least had someone interesting to have dialogue with. Her character started progressing forward. The music during the fight scene that I talked about earlier, the one shot, was cool. We go to a lot of locations, which is nice, but that's usually for an action movie pretty common. I don't know why I had to say that, but that was, there was this really cool scene when she goes to the parents of the reason why the plane got shot for this Iranian reformer, I think that's correct, and the father asked, how would you give me closure? And she goes, violently, and I was like, very good writing, I like that a lot. So, she gives the mom and the parents her ring that has inscribed on the inside the seats that her parents were on. And she has them keep that at the end. Yeah, so the times when there is action, there's stuff to make this movie enjoyable to watch. You care about the character a little bit. There's excitement, but it's really, really boring. The end, the big person who's the big bad is not really explained very well. It just happens to be this one character that we've met already, but there's no basis as to why he would want this to happen, why this ex-CIA person would go for this. It's just very convoluted, and it's not good for the movie. That's all I can give it, really. It's fine. If you want an enjoyable, I guess, movie, go see this. It's better than a lot of movies that are out right now that came out recently. So, it's okay. It's okay. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!